Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's topic we are going to see methods as props. In React, method as props allows us to establish dynamic communication between different components. This technique enables us to enhance the interactivity and reusability of our applications. So let's dive in and understand what are method as props. So first of all, we will revise what were props. If you have not checked the previous video, make sure to access the complete playlist on React on my channel and check that video where I have in detail explained you what are props and how can you pass props from parent to child component. So after revising that, we are going to look at how to pass method as props, and at the end of this video we are going to have a look at the interview question based on this topic. So let's first of all understand what are props and how can we pass them. So in order to explain this, what I have done is I have created two components, namely parent component and child component, and I have called my parent component in my app.js. Now in my parent component there is nothing as of now, so I'll explain you what to do. So for this I am going to write a basic snippet RFCE, which will give me a React functional component code, and in the child component also I'll write RFCE and hit enter. So now I have the basic code for parent and child component. Now if I look on the screen, you can see I have parent component being displayed on the screen, because right now what I'm doing is I'm calling parent component inside my app.js, and in my parent component there is this content which says parent component. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll remove the default content, okay, and I'll write some of my own code. So now I'll explain you what is props and how do we pass props, and after that we are going to look at how can we pass methods as props. So first of all I'm going to write a line over here. It's going to be an h1 statement, okay, and this we are going to write in the child component, the h1 statement, and from the parent component we are going to pass a prop. So here I'm going to write h1 and hello, and I'm not going to provide the name here. Instead I'm going to write props.name, and here I'm going to write props keyword. So once I save it, and now I'll go to the parent component, I'll call child component here. So child component is called. Now here in the child component I'll pass name. So name I'll pass as John, and I'll hit save. So once I go to my screen and check the result, you can see hello John. So this hello is getting printed from the child component, and this John is getting printed from the parent component. So what we are doing right now is we are passing this name as a prop to the child component, and in the child component we are accessing this prop using props.name. So in this way we used to pass variables from parent to child components. Now in this video our main topic is how can we pass a function or a method from a parent component to a child component. So in order to have that scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a button in the child component, okay, which says click me, and whenever we click on this button there should be a function that should trigger. So for that I'm going to execute a on click handler, and inside this I'm going to pass the function. So instead of directly passing the function, I'm going to access that function from the parent. Okay, so this function name is handle click. Okay, so once this is done, I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to define this function in the parent component. So this function says handle click. Okay, and I'm going to write this as a fat arrow function, which we have in our ES6. So I'm going to define that whenever the button is clicked, this function should call, and what this function should do, it should console log a statement which says button is clicked. Okay, so once this is done, I'm going to save this file also. Now I have to pass this function, okay, from here to the child component, because right now if you will click on the button, nothing will happen, because this on click event handler is expecting a method as a prop. Okay, you can see over here we have written props.handle click. So what I'm going to write over here is whenever it is expecting a handle click, it should get this function. Okay, so this handle click which is inside the curly brackets is our function, and the handle click which is outside is our prop name. So once I'll save it, now what I'll do is I go to my browser window and I'll open the console also side by side so that we can have a look. Okay, now when you see I have cleared everything in the console, when I click on it, you can see button is clicked, message we are getting. So this function, that is handle click, is getting passed from the parent component to the child component. So in this way we can pass method as props from parent to child component. I hope this was very easier for you to understand, and you have now got the understanding of how to pass parents like how to pass method as props from parent component to child component. Great. So you have just learned how to pass method as props in React. This technique empowers you to create interactive and flexible components that communicate seamlessly. Now moving on to our next thing, which is our interview question. So the interview question that you can get on this topic is, can props be used to pass functions from a parent component to a child component? How is this beneficial? So yes, you have to answer this as yes. In React, props can be used to pass functions from a parent component to a child component, and we have seen this. How can we do this? This technique is called as function props or callback props. By passing function as props, we enable communication and interaction between components, allowing child components to trigger actions or update data in their parent components. So with this, we have completed our interview question. Just in case if you have doubt, if you have any doubt related to anything in this video or in this series, let me know in the comment section and I will guide you through it. So thanks for watching, and if you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Happy coding and see you next time.